What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Bluebird Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, pound for pound king, WBO welterweight superstar boxer Terence Crawford addresses the situation with the WBC and their new way of doing things, their new way of elevating champions to franchise, right? There's only two in the history of the sport of boxing. Currently, most recent, VASYL high-tech LOMACHENKO, Ukrainian fighter who has a decorated amateur background. In his professional rankings, he's 14-1. He's unified lightweight champion. The other is Mexican superstar boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is 3-division world champion, is seeking his 4th division November 2nd against Sergey Crusher Kovalev, who's currently the light heavyweight WBO world champion, the former boogeyman in the light heavyweight division until he ran into undefeated pound for pound king at that time, SOG Andre Ward, right? Okay, let's get into this. Terence Crawford was asked about what his thoughts are on being franchised, guys being franchised in the WBC. Terence Crawford immediately said, I don't agree with it. Right? He says, I'm not with it. I don't agree with it. It's all nonsense. It's all fake. There's only one champion. I don't even like all of these super champions. He said, I don't like interim champions. He said there should only be one champion. It should be one title, champion. That's it. If you're the WBO champion, you're the WBO champion. There should be no intercontinental, international, super champion, all of that. He said all of that should be done away with. And the fact that the WBC is going as far as to making guys franchise champions with a title that they can't lose, he says that's utterly ridiculous, according to Terence Crawford. He says he don't like it, he don't agree with it, he's not with it. It should be one champion, one face, one name, one champion. That's it. Point blank and period. That's not boxing. And I agree with Terence Crawford, right? Elevating a guy to a franchise champion, saying he can't lose the belt, but he could gain it. So essentially, he could move to a division. He could fight. Let me give you an example. Gervonta Tank Davis. Let's say at 135, he fights in the same division as VASYL Lomachenko. Let's say Gervonta Tank Davis was somehow able to capture the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF. Now we know these are titles that other people hold. I'm just hypothetically speaking and giving you an example. So let's say Gervonta Tank Davis wins the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF, right? And he faces VASYL Lomachenko, who does not have a belt, right? Let's just say, we know currently he has a belt, but let's just say he didn't have a belt at the time, right? And then Lomachenko and Gervonta Tank Davis meet up. Now, Gervonta Tank Davis is unified, right? He holds the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF. He fights VASYL Lomachenko. He beats VASYL Lomachenko. He's not undisputed. All he did was beat VASYL Lomachenko and defend his titles, right? But vice versa, if VASYL Lomachenko beats Gervonta Tank Davis, he will be considered undisputed because he represents the WBC belt. Give you another example. Let's say Demetrius Boo Boo Andre collected the IBF, the WBA, and the WBO at middleweight, right? And he faces Saul Canelo Alvarez. He defeats Canelo Alvarez. All he did was defend his titles. He gained nothing but popularity and defeated Canelo Alvarez. But now let's say Canelo Alvarez defeats Andre. He will be considered undisputed. Is that not utterly ridiculous? Yes, it is. Okay? In the sake of Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is currently the WBO champion. Let's say he beat Manny Pacquiao and he got the WBA. Let's say he beat Errol Spence and Errol Spence didn't have the WBC. I'm hypothetically speaking. We know that Errol Spence has the WBC. But I'm hypothetically speaking. Let's say he only had the IBF and he was to beat Errol Spence. And he has the WBA, WBO, and the IBF. And let's say he faced Sean Porter, for instance. And Sean Porter had the WBC. He beat Sean Porter. Let's say Sean Porter was the franchise champion. He He beat Sean Porter. He gains absolutely nothing but defending his title. But Sean Porter defeats him, and he was WBC Undisputed Champion. How does this make sense, my people? It doesn't, right? It just creates more confusion in a sport that already has tons of confusion. And a sport that doesn't need any more confusion, especially when we're dealing with the casual boxing fans. There's no more confusion needed in the sport, okay? There's too many belts to begin with. There's too many sanction bodies. There's too many intercontinental, international, super champions, diamond champions. That's confusion to pay sanction bodies, period. It's all for money. That's what it is. And I know a lot of people are not going to like this because people don't like the truth. And they don't like the truth exposed, right? And the facts remain is this. Being franchised does nothing but garner money for the sanction bodies. That's it. That's it. Point blank and period. That's what it does. Hands down, point blank and period. And so Terence Crawford says, I ain't with it. I don't like it. As soon as the words came out, the reporter's mouth, hey, what you think about franchise? I ain't with it. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. Ain't no such thing. I don't like the super champions, diamond champion, intercontinental champions. I don't like none of that. There's regular champions and that's it. The sport of boxing has too many confusion. Either you're a champion or you're not. Point blank and period. That's what Terence Crawford said. Bam. And that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue. Bluebird Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Bluebird Sports TV. All one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. Terence Bud Crawford says, I don't agree with these fake titles. I don't agree with this franchise nonsense. We need to do away with all that. It's one face, one name, one champion. I don't like intercontinental champions. I don't like diamond. I don't like super. Either you're a champion or you're not. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.